Welcome to our Quick Fire Friday podcast. This is the Grow a Small Business Podcast Friday series, designed for people who need big insights in little time. In just 20 minutes each week, with no fluff, just real, proven tactics from people who know their stuff. With your hosts, Mick, AJ, and me, Rob Cameron.
Hi, this is AJ for Grow a Small Business. I'm here today with the fabulous Taylor. Taylor is an international speaker, mentor, seven-figure entrepreneur, and host of the very popular She's Making Millions podcast. What an awesome name for a podcast, Taylor.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me on the show. I'm very excited to be here.
Thank you so much. I will hand over to you to introduce yourself if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. So, obviously, thanks so much for having me on the show, AJ. As you mentioned, my name is Taylor Victoria. I started out my entrepreneurial journey at the age of 22 because I couldn't find a job after going to university. I'd done communications and advertising, studied for 4 years. I did a 6-month internship, worked for free. I'd followed the path that everyone told me to follow. And I applied for around 60 jobs all around Australia, and everyone just kept saying the same thing. You don't have enough experience. You don't have enough experience. You need more experience. We want someone with 5 years of experience for this junior level role. And I was just like, what the heck? What am I supposed to do here? And so I was like, okay, screw this. If no one's going to hire me, I'm going to start my own business. And so that is how my first business was born. When I was 22, I started doing social media management for other small business owners with very big dreams and aspirations, but no idea what I was doing at all because I'd never worked in an agency before. I'd only ever worked at my parents' bakery and at Rebel Sport. And so it was a hot mess, can I tell you, AJ? That first business, looking back on it now and knowing what I know, it's a little bit embarrassing, to be honest. I had no idea about systems, about building team, about lead generation, sales, like how to onboard clients, any of that sort of stuff. So it was very much, I guess I just threw myself in the deep end and really had to figure things out along the way by myself. YouTube was my best friend. So was Google. It was like every single day I was just trying to do so much learning about how to actually operate a business, how to build a team, how to manage financials even. Like that's not something that my school taught me. That wasn't something that my parents taught me. And so then I had all this money coming in and I didn't know how to deal with it, and so I would just spend it. So it would come in and it would go out and come in and go out. And so I always say like business is like personal development. It's like 10x personal development because it's just you have to just really get over yourself and figure out your flaws of what you need to work on it and then find the solutions to work on those things. And so over the past how old am I now? 31. So that's 9 years. Over the past 9 years, I've managed to figure out a few things, which is great. I now run Level Up Outsourcing, which we were able to grow to 7 figures in the first 3 years. We pair business owners with online staff in the Philippines, and we're now starting to explore the AI space as well and how we can get our humans to have AI co-pilots so that they're working together instead of replacing the humans with AI. We're gonna incorporate them all and get the team using them for our customers. So that's a little bit of my backstory and I guess sort of how I got to where I am today.
Wow, I'm feeling a bit exhausted actually. No, you touched on so many things and you're obviously speaking from extensive, deep, and a breadth of experience. I can hear it in your passion and the way you reflect on and you picked up on so many awesome things there. I love how you just said humans and co-pilots with AI, and we'll get into that. Thank you so much. Great intro. What do you love about what you currently do?
Honestly, the main thing that I love with my outsourcing agency is we're really making a difference in people's lives and in the community in the Philippines. It's very interesting. In Australia, we just think, oh, we're just outsourcing these lower level tasks and it's sort of like a shitty job that no one wants to do. But in the Philippines, for them to be employed by an Australian business where they get paid well, they don't have to work the night shift like they do for a US company, and it's a steady income every month. They are so grateful for that opportunity. And it really can change their life. I remember the second HR manager that I ever hired to help me with recruiting. Each Friday we have a meeting and we go around and share our wins for the week. It could be business wins or personal wins. And she shared her win for the week was that she'd bought her whole family mattresses because they'd never had mattresses in their whole life. And she was 19 and she was the main, since working with me, she'd become the main breadwinner of the family at 19. And they'd been sleeping on the floor for their whole life.
Wow.
And I was nearly in tears and I tried to hold it back, but like I was so moved because aren't we so lucky that we sort of forget in Australia that there are people that still actually live with such little money that they can't even afford things like a mattress. And so that's actually what I love is hearing these stories and seeing how our team is able to support the wider community throughout the Philippines and sponsor kids to go to university and give money to the church and buy their family mattresses and all of these sorts of things. And you don't really think about it when you're just outsourcing your admin or it's like you want someone to do data entry for you or whatever it is. But it really can make a massive impact on their life. So that's probably my favorite thing, I would say.
Oh, beautiful story to share. Thank you so much. And we have a couple of team members, even a Grow Small Business, that are based in the Philippines. And I was reflecting them. We've been through marriages, we've been through babies, we've been through, I mean, they're just part of our team. They happen to be somewhere else. But you're right that, that impactful work, I mean, that's the kind of buzz and gets you up in the morning to be excited.
Yeah,
So
sure.
you've picked up on, there's a number of things that I want to pick up on. I thought I'd start with, what kind of mindset does a small business owner need to be in to even consider some of the things that you talk about in your business and how you help clients, but also the speed of this alignment of humans and the impact of AI? Can you start with kind of mindset? How do you think about that, or how do you talk to your clients about that?
Yeah, so I think the thing with the emergence of AI and how quickly it's developing is we need to keep a really open mind and we need to be proactive because AI is not going to steal our businesses, but the business owners that are using AI, they are going to dominate the market and they're going to steal your business. They're going to steal your customers. They're going to steal your team members. So don't be scared of AI. Be scared of the business owners that are proactive and that are actually using it. And so if you can, you obviously want to be one of those business owners that's proactive and trying to use it. And even if you just take 30 to 40 minutes per week to watch one YouTube video or to ask ChatGPT, hey, what are the latest AI solutions for a company like mine that I could look at implementing? And just actually spend time each week to learning and researching because that's going to help you overcome the fear as well. A lot of business owners, especially if they're maybe a little bit older, AI seems like this big, scary thing that, holy crap, like I could have an AI clone that makes content for me. I could have someone that does an AI that does all my invoicing. What? Like it's crazy for some people. And there's a lot of fear that when I speak to business owners, there's a lot of fear that comes up. And I say to them, the best way for you to overcome fear is to actually just educate yourself on AI because then it's not going to feel as scary because you're going to have the knowledge. So that would be the first thing is just make sure that you're educated. Always keep an open mind. And then once you have that education, you're going to be learning about really cool things and really cool solutions that you can implement into your business. And so then you can either go and execute on those, or if you've got team members as well, like get them to do the same thing. It's a great practice for all of your leaders in the business to all of you be looking and all of you be trying to educate yourselves and then looking at, okay, how could we optimize each leader's department with different AI solutions? So I think those are a few little tips in terms of mindset that would help people to get going with AI.
Yeah, really great, fantastic practical tips. And I love how you talked about being open-minded, but particularly education. And you're a person, Taylor, that has obviously spent time, money, resources on personal and professional development. How do you approach that? You've got all these balls in the air and all these people to look after, and there's clients that you work with. What's your approach today around professional development? Do you still invest time, or how does that look for you?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a bit of a personal development junkie. I love personal development, and it's crazy because I've seen a massive correlation in my business growth from the years when I really invest heavily into my personal development. My business grows massively, and the years where I invested less into my personal development, my business didn't grow as much or stagnated, which is very interesting. So now I know, okay, cool, I need to actively be working on myself because that helps my business to grow. I've seen it in the data and the numbers.
Yep.
I'm always looking out for events. I really love going to in-person events because I think if you can allocate time away from your business, where you just deep dive for 2 or 3 days, that's how you're going to get a really good transformation. So I'm always looking for events here on the Gold Coast to attend, listening to podcasts. But something I've also done with ChatGPT is I've actually created a thread in ChatGPT or a chat in there that is my digital journal. And so I'll put ChatGPT on the voice mode because I like talking to it instead of typing. It's a bit easier. And I will tell her, my ChatGPT is a girl. I'll tell her about my problems. I will tell her what limiting beliefs are coming up for me. I'll tell her what issues I'm facing. And basically we have a dialogue. She helps talk me through it. And then I get her to help me reflect. And I say, okay, what are some questions that I could journal about to help me reflect on XYZ issue? And so I sort of am actively almost every week utilizing AI as business slash life coach, I guess, to really help me have that consistency in terms of just having a different set of, it's not really a set of eyes, but like a different perspective on the issues that are going on. Because I'm a very emotional person. So I get really, I can get very clouded from my emotions. And so it's good for me to have ChatGPT there that's not got no emotion in it whatsoever. And she's just like, no, this is wrong. You're being ridiculous. Like, this is XYZ is what should happen. So, yeah, that's sort of how I'm prioritizing my personal development.
Want specific advice to help you get your business through its #1 growth challenge? Book a free 20-minute growth chat with me, Troy, the founder of Grow a Small Business. I'll recommend some resources which will help you grow your business with ease so you can live the lifestyle you've signed up for. Go to growasmallbusiness.com and click on Growth Chat.
Well, I love the idea of digital journaling. Yeah, I've set up a few GPTs with different subjects, and I only started that probably only about 3 or 4 months ago. And same thing, I love it. But it's just so interesting you said that, because I was walking with girlfriends yesterday morning and we all had an example of how we'd use ChatGPT the night before to help us come to an answer for something. And all of our decisions were all very, our the challenge that we were facing were all completely different, some life, some work, some business. But we were just laughing, going, this is how some of us are using this kind of technology.
Yeah.
To that. Oh, so
For sure.
thank you for sharing that. That's brilliant. So let's get stuck into, I know, a couple of your favorite subjects, high performing teams. And then this, I love how you phrased this human co-pilot. I think that's a really beautiful way to, like you said before, Taylor, to eradicate some of that fear and stop for us to stop using words like taking over, but how we do that. Where should we start with that? Where do you think we should start in regards to what you're seeing, particularly the last year when it comes to high performing teams? What's changing for you? What have you seen some of your clients changing?
Yeah, so I guess the main thing is just really reviewing all of the workflows and the processes in the business that your team are doing and looking at how could we automate or implement AI into these so that your local team members or whatever team members that you have, they're focusing on the highest ROI activities possible. So even like one thing that I always get my clients to do before we start working together is do a time audit. Write down everything that you're doing for the next week or two and get your team to do this as well. Every single task or responsibility that they're doing and that they have, write that down into a spreadsheet, put in the next column how long it took, and then you could literally upload that into ChatGPT and say, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is what my marketing manager's doing. This is what my customer success person, this is what my ops manager is doing. What processes in or what responsibilities and tasks from this list could we automate with AI, or could we automate using Zapier and Make and some of these other automation tools? And so it's really just sitting down and actually working with your leaders in the business to review everything and look at how we can increase their efficiency. Because if you can take away 25% of, let's say you've got an operations manager and they're still doing a bunch of basic admin that could be automated with AI and with Zapier. If you give them back that 25%, they have now a huge extra amount of capacity to be able to help you to continue to grow the business, to work on strategy, to work on hiring and recruiting, or whatever the main problem is that needs to be solved. They're going to be able to help with that because they have more capacity. So that's, I think, needs to be a big focus for every business owner at the moment moving forwards, is just reviewing everything with your team members. Don't feel like you have to do it all yourself. Do it as a team, and then just look at how we could implement AI to support the leaders, and that really helps to create a high performing team.
Oh, I love it. That's brilliant. So brilliant. Time audit. That's such a great tip, because how often, particularly, as we know, not just small business owners, executives, all trying to manage all the things in the business, and then there's on the business, like you talked about the strategy, and then there's life, family, friends, all this stuff. Trying to understand, where that time goes. That's such a great tip. And I think it was something on TikTok, which I love pop culture for reference, like what's happening in the world, what are people talking about, all ages. I love
Yep.
it. Probably spent a little bit too much time researching TikTok.
Everyone does. It's not just you.
Thank goodness. But this idea of creating an org chart, which
Mm.
is a combination, and that goes back to your human co-pilot of people working on that, like you said, Taylor's high ROI actions and tasks and responsibilities, and then the co-pilots that sit under. And when you start putting it into an org chart, I don't know, it seems to make it more obviously real, but you can start to see where you do get that alignment into your like what are the work processes and tools. And where do you think people get stuck with this kind of thinking? I mean, we touched on mindset and fear and education, but where are people getting stuck, not actually moving forward?
Yeah, so I think, I mean, in terms of, I'll touch quickly on team and then I'll go to business owners where I think business owners are getting stuck. In terms of your team, where they're getting stuck, their fear is that they're going to be replaced in your business with AI. Or if you have local team members and you're considering outsourcing, their fear is that you're going to replace them with somebody overseas. And what I like to say to my customers is, don't fear being replaced, because if you can automate and optimize your role so well that you don't even have to do it anymore, the business owner is going to be so impressed with you. They're going to be going, damn, I need to promote this person. Like, this person has just helped me automate my whole marketing function. Well, maybe I need to promote them from my marketing assistant to my CMO, or maybe I could actually put them into a more business strategy role or whatever it is. So don't think of it like a bad thing. you starting to replace yourself with AI or with automation or even with remote team members overseas, it's going to help you get a promotion. It's going to help you look better in the business owner's eyes. So I think that's maybe one thing that team members don't think about is it's actually good if you replace yourself in a business. In terms of business owners, one thing that they're not thinking about in regards to AI, I mean, yeah, I think the main thing that really just that's still coming to mind for me is just like overcoming the fear of doing it, because truly I speak to so many business owners that are so scared of how it's going to affect their business. Especially like anyone over the age of 40. It's like there's so much fear. And I'm like, no, we just have to harness this. Exactly like I mentioned, the co-pilots. Think of it as working together. They're going to make your business more efficient. They're going to make your business more valuable. Because if, let's say you're a 45-year-old, you've got a business, you've been running it for 10 years and you know, okay, cool, I want to sell my business in the next 5 years. If you've got a bunch of your roles that are fully automated with AI and you've got outsourced team members and you've got local team members and your business is essentially under management, it's going to be worth so much more than if everything still has to go by you and you're the person that's making all of the major decisions and you're the bottleneck in the business. It's not going to be worth as much. So even though it feels scary to maybe introduce some of these things, it's actually really helping to increase the valuation of your business and make it an income producing asset that you could sell as opposed to just a really high paying job. And that's what a lot of small to medium business owners, they get stuck in this mode of like, they get stuck in just having a high paying job, but we want it to be an income producing asset. We actually remove yourself fully from the business, because then it's going to be worth so much money and you'll be able to sell it for a very nice payday. Because realistically, we didn't all start businesses to just create a job for ourselves, right? We wanted time freedom, financial freedom, all of these things. And you sort of forget that along the way because you get bogged down. It's easy to get bogged down in the day to day. So, yeah, I think that's a big thing for business owners that they maybe don't think about is increasing the valuation.
Such a great point. I mean, exit or succession strategies, and whether it's a family business or whether it's your star employer, I mean, you're so right. And so, that procrastination, whether it's caused by fear or unknowns or any of those, multitude of things, is putting that aside, flipping the script on the good rather than the negative that we're seeing, obviously in mainstream press and, yeah, so many good things. I can't wait for you to launch your book about this very subject.
Okay, I will start writing.
Good answer. Well done. Oh, well, Taylor, our 20 minutes is up. It goes so quickly.
Wow, so fast.
So fast. Congratulations on all you're achieving so far, and especially with the podcast. I mean, you've got such a grounded, practical approach to how you think. It's so beautiful, and it's been such a pleasure to meet you. Can I hand over to you to have the last word? Like, what is something that anyone listening today, you want them to do today or to put in their diary for next week? What is the one big thing you would suggest they do?
Yeah, I mean, I think in alignment with everything that we've been talking about, log into ChatGPT, give it a list of some of those things that you do on a day-to-day basis, pull the data from your diary in the past couple of weeks and say, okay, what AI solutions are out there that could help automate some of these processes that I'm doing? Because I could almost guarantee if you're a small to medium business owner, there are things that you are doing in your schedule that you should not be doing and that AI could probably do. So spend the time today, put it into ChatGPT, and then I would challenge you to implement one AI solution within the next week to help with those automating those processes.
You gamify this.
I love it.
Something. I love it. Excellent advice. Such a pleasure to talk to you. You have an amazing day.
Thanks, AJ. See ya.
We'd greatly appreciate you taking a couple of minutes to leave our podcast a review on iTunes. If you don't have an account, simply follow us on Spotify. You'll help other small business owners find the cast and valuable content our guests share.